can't talk about it. But a lot of people ask me, do you know the reason? Yeah, I do know the reason why now. I've known for months now the reason why. And I'll just say this right now, champs. There's a reason why we're suing the fuck out of them, okay? I don't know how else to put it. The amount of damages and you just don't... No.
So of course, this was huge, right? Again, this topic got sparked up a year later, and he also revealed that he only understood why he got banned a few months prior, so he was left in the dark as the person who got banned for months, almost 8 to 10 months. He also vented a little bit, saying that he had lost sponsors because they were wondering why he got banned off Twitch, thinking, dude, come on, there has to be a reason, a valid reason why you got permanently banned. We're gonna drop you because this is weird. He also mentions how he feels like YouTube is just not as good of a platform for live streaming, adding that he doesn't really see YouTube appreciating him as much as he'd like to. For example, he made this tweet saying how it was weird that YouTube wasn't even acknowledging him, following him back, or anything like that, almost like they're distancing themselves from him. Keep this in mind for phase 3, it'll be really important. But it was official. He finally knew why he got banned, and he was suing them in court. People were hoping that this would shine more of a light on why he got banned. This would give them some sort of answers. But it's important to note that while all of this was happening, Dr. Disrespect as a brand did not stop growing by any means. No, he kept going and pushing his influence further. He went on to create a bourbon brand, Black Steel Bourbon, on a limited run, and it did very well, officially selling out within the same day. He co-founded a game studio by the name of Midnight Society with a seasoned developer who had worked at Infinity Ward beforehand, which, just like Sledgehammer Games, is another studio owned by Activision. Now, yes, there was some controversy surrounding this because it was an NFT-focused project, but it still performed very well even by crypto standards. But while things were going well, people still were wondering, dude, why did you get banned off Twitch? How's the lawsuit going? Hell, even Business Insider was making articles about this. This was such a huge phenomenon. People had to wait almost an entire year later to finally get some sort of an update on this. On March 10th, 2022, Dr. Disrespect posted this tweet saying, "Moving on. I have resolved my legal dispute with Twitch. No party admits to any wrongdoing," and then replies to the tweet saying, "In response to all your questions, the doc will not return to Twitch." So again, almost 2 years later after he got banned, we were left with more questions than answers. What does that even mean, no party admits to any wrongdoing? What did you even settle then? What did they pay you money? Like, what does that even mean? People were yet again left in the dark, and the sources were not revealing anything anymore. Slasher at that point hadn't tweeted in months. He was off Twitter, off social media. The tweet had damaged his reputation so much that the dude practically disappeared. The question remained the same. Why the hell did one of the biggest streamers on Twitch get permanently banned overnight with no notification, and why is it still a secret? Well, regardless, the memes would continue, and Dr. Disrespect's meteoric rise would not be stopping anytime soon. I mean, his side projects, as you saw, were kind of crazy. Things stayed the same for a while, and it wasn't until June 2024, exactly 4 years after he got banned from Twitch, that we finally knew why. The reason turned out to be very different from the theories you saw online. It wasn't something you could just apologize for or even brush off. This threatened not only the very existence of Dr. Disrespect, but it also directly targeted the integrity of Guy Beam as a father and as a husband and as a person. It was a very big deal, but the way it was revealed to us was something that no one could have ever expected. Conspiracy theories, utter confusion, and secrets ruled over the Twitch community for years. Everyone finally got their closure 4 years later, and they got it in the worst way possible. No one could have expected this, and no one even theorized this. Make no mistake, this was the worst case scenario, and this is when things get real. Let's finish this. On June 22, 2024, 4 years after Dr. Disrespect got permanently banned on Twitch without anyone knowing why, Cody Connors, who used to be the creator partnerships manager at Twitch, which meant that he worked closely with some of the biggest talents on the website, tweeted this out of nowhere. He says he got banned because got caught sexting a minor in the then existing Twitch Whispers product. He was trying to meet up with her at TwitchCon. The powers that be could read in plain text. Case closed, gang. And then he replies, "No one made the wrong decisions. Fuck him and his boys." This tweet blew up beyond proportion with almost 30 million views. This just shows you how much people wanted to know what happened to Dr. Disrespect, even 4 years later. The replies were mixed, with some people saying, "Oh, how am I supposed to believe you when you have no evidence posted?" while others quickly jumped on the bandwagon and called him a pedophile. It didn't help that such a big accusation was made in a very casual tweet, and it was unprofessional for someone who used to be the CPM at Twitch to talk about it this way. I mean, Miskiff, a big streamer on Twitch, had the Twitch CEO on his podcast and asked him straight up, why was Dr. Disrespect banned? He didn't answer. He made up a story about aliens in a humorous way. This is how we would find out? What Cody was mentioning here in terms of the Twitch Whispers product was a discontinued function on Twitch which allowed you to DM people. Here, we can see Dr. Disrespect actually using it. He had made this tweet on July 22, 2016 saying, "Tender, gentle Twitch Whispers," which is, very unfortunate phrasing as to what we're talking about now, showing whispers from a user that was pretty much telling him that he was falling off, that ever since he left Machinima, things weren't looking good for him. But going back to Cody, what didn't really make him look too believable or credible, what didn't really make him look too good in the public eye was that back in 2023, he had made this tweet, in which he said that if all 3 of his music shows sold out, he'll tell you why Dr. Disrespect got got banned. There's some new replies here on this post from 2023 when people found out about this, saying, damn, smeared the doc to do some grifting. So it made some people question his statement. Was he just doing it for attention seeking, or was he serious? As you had just seen, this had 30 million views. This had spread like wildfire, to the point where Jake Lucky, an esports journalist with almost 500,000 followers and the same person who had made a video claiming that Dr. Disrespect got banned because Twitch couldn't afford him, made this tweet, quote tweeting Cody Connors, saying a former Twitch employee has come forward and stated the alleged reason for Dr. Disrespect's permanent Twitch ban being for sex a minor in the previous Twitch Whispers product. This is when Dr. Disrespect would reply to this, for the first time addressing it, saying, Jake, seriously, I get it. It's a hot topic, but this has been settled. No wrongdoing was acknowledged, and they paid out the whole contract. Now, for someone who used to work as a community manager at Sledgehammer Games, a AAA studio, this was worded in a terrible way. This was the equivalent of a corrupt politician being asked for war crimes and them saying, I plead the fifth. The fact that he had said no wrongdoing was acknowledged didn't help his case here. Now, yes, of course, this is what he had tweeted in his initial settlement lawsuit, saying we both didn't acknowledge any wrongdoing. But this time, it wasn't about whether Twitch had treated him badly or not. This wasn't about the civil case he had with Twitch. This was about him sexting a minor. You don't reply with no wrongdoing was acknowledged without expecting backlash. The replies are tearing him apart. No wrongdoing was acknowledged does not mean no wrongdoing occurred. No wrongdoing was acknowledged. This motherfucker did that shit. I'm gonna need a stronger statement than that after the allegations. But this stayed a very heated topic, with people saying, hey guys, listen, innocent until proven guilty. There was no evidence presented, while others were already convinced Dr. Disrespect was Dr. Diddler. The memes had blown the hell up on Twitter. Like, for example, this tweet right here had the tweet from Rod, the iconic tweet in which he said, for several hours now, I've been told that credible sources, blah, 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 saying, I get it now, with a 1,000-yard stare in the background playing eerie music. You had people referencing the Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef with the infamous song cover from Kendrick with this icon on Dr. Disrespect. You can see that again, this time him in the bathroom. These memes were spreading like crazy, guys. Millions of views, tens of thousands of likes. This had taken over the internet. Articles were coming out about this and no evidence was being presented. This led Doc to finally make a statement on his own account on June 22nd saying, listen, I'm obviously tied to legal obligations from the settlement with Twitch, but I just need to say what I can say since this is the fucking internet. I didn't do anything wrong. All this has been probed and settled. Nothing illegal, no wrong doing was been probing internet. I didn't do anything wrong. All this has been probed and settled. Nothing illegal, no wrongdoing was found, and I was paid. Elden Ring Monday. This was definitely a better response from the one saying no wrongdoing was acknowledged. This was him saying I didn't do anything wrong, everything was settled, I got paid, and we moved on. Many people in his replies are supporting him, saying it blows my mind that people think Twitch would pay out and settle a lawsuit if the allegations actually happened as being thrown around today. See you Monday. People wanted to move on from it and just go back to the doc's regular streams. It seemed like, yes, this was controversy. It was yet another crack, another dent in Dr. Disrespect's reputation, but this wasn't the first time, and in his eyes, it wasn't going to be the last time. Until someone he could have never imagined turning on him decided to do just that. What changed everything is that Robert Bowling, which is the former Infinity Ward employee that co-founded Midnight Society, the game studio, with Dr. Disrespect, and who is the studio head, started talking about this on Twitter, saying, listen, I'm literally not catering to either side. That's what's upsetting you. Pro-Doc people want me to blindly side with him. Anti-Doc people want me to blindly outcast him. I'm doing neither. I'm talking to him personally and collecting all available information to make act on. So at this point, this wasn't such a big deal yet, because people were expecting him to side with him, to see that it wasn't a big deal, to not even be able to find evidence. But what no one was expecting was when he made this tweet. This is a statement from me personally. It does not reflect any of my companies and has not gone through any legal or PR approvals. If you inappropriately message a minor, I cannot work with you, period. I promise to only act on facts, and I did. And with that statement, Robert had pretty much put one of the final nails in the coffin in Dr. Disrespect's reputation. This time, not a dent, not a crack, but a bullet. I'm not work with you, period. You message any legal or PR approvals. If you inappropriately message a minor, I cannot work with you. Statement from me personally. It does not reflect any of my companies and has not gone through any legal or PR approvals. If you inappropriately message a minor, I cannot work with you, period. I promise to only act on facts, and I did. And with that statement, Robert had pretty much put one of the final nails in the coffin in Dr. Disrespect's reputation. This time, not a dent, not a crack, but a bullet to the chest, as Dr. Disrespect got axed by Midnight Society. He got fired. This was such a big deal for two main reasons. The first one being that Midnight Society's entire marketing was based off of them having been co-founded by Dr. Disrespect. They had no marketing budget otherwise. The only reason people knew about them, and this is no offense to the developers and the studio head, but the only reason people knew about them was because of Dr. Disrespect, and that's a fact. So they would obviously not want to get rid of him unless the circumstances were dire, and this is where the second point comes in. The fact that Robert had spoken to Dr. Disrespect directly, looked into the facts and the evidence, and still concluded to fire him, even though it would be very damaging to his studio, was enough of a statement for people to make up their minds about this. Dr. Disrespect is actually guilty. While he was streaming Elden